Hi, I'm Rachel from Cougar Board, and today we have Tanner Toolson with us from the basketball team. We're so happy to have him, and he's been with us to do part 1 and part 2, and now we're on part 3, where we're going to talk a little bit more about his future and his time on the court. Hi, Tanner.
Hello.
Good to see you again.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about what your goals are going forward with basketball or with school.
My end all goal is to continue to play for as long as I can, and so playing past college and making a career out of it. And so that's always kind of been my goal since I was really little, and so hopefully through my college experience I can be able to earn that.
So what does a career look like for you? What would be your best case scenario?
Best case scenario, my goal kind of is to be drafted in the NBA draft and then continue to have a career there. And so it's a lofty goal, and a lot of people in my same circumstance have that goal, and so it's all about just kind of working harder than those people and trying to do everything I can to separate myself to become the best player I can be.
So if you achieved that, what would that mean to you?
Man, it would be pretty cool. It'd be a dream come true for sure. It's something that I've thought about for a long time, and so I'm just trying to do everything I can today to try to help me lead to that. But I think right now my goals are to help the team this year and help them win this year, whatever I can, whether that's in practice or help them on the court in the games. But anything I can do to help this team win short term, I think will all contribute to everything that I want to do long term.
I like that, staying in the present, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so we have a few questions from Cougar Board. The first one is, how do you maintain a shooter's mindset when the shots are not falling?
That's a great question. A lot of things that I still don't understand, people don't understand as shooters, is that you can have one day where you go 90% from the three-point line and you could be hot and never miss, and then the next you could just go absolutely cold. And so one thing that my dad always tells me is just keep shooting. The next one's going in. Every shot you take, you're 0 for 0, and so it's a fresh shot, it's a fresh mindset every time you shoot. And so just trust your routine, trust your mechanics, trust your practice that you've had, and just continue to shoot. And the next one's going in. That's my mindset.
So do you feel like the slumps where the shots aren't falling are kind of in your head, like you get in your head too much?
Yeah.
So that's why what your dad said is helpful.
Yeah, I think that's a huge part of it. Basketball's such a mental game, especially shooting. And so just kind of being able to forget those and put them in the back of your head, and it's something that I'm still trying to master, just trying to learn, because it's super hard to do, because your brain is so powerful. And so if you can master that at a level where you can be able to shoot every shot with confidence, I think that is when you continue to achieve that consistent good shooter.
Yeah. Okay, when the threes are not falling, do you progress your game to drive and pull up a closer shot?
I think, yeah. I mean, I think you're never going to pass up an open three, because that's a great shot for me and for any shooter. That's even if they are in a slump. But when you get going a little bit, when you get a layup, when you get a little floater mid range, maybe the rim starts to open up a little bit for you, and your confidence starts to get bigger and bigger. Get to the free throw line. That's huge because it's just free points that you practice every single day. And so once a few shots start falling, that's when your confidence comes back and you feel like you get more into a rhythm, and that's when you step back and it feels like it's much easier to shoot and make threes.
How do you avoid the negativity that often swirls around social media as a player?
Yeah, I think there's a lot out there, and I think for me personally, I just try to stay away from it as much as I can. Try to not read any of the comments or anything like that, and staying away from negative talk about basketball, with BYU, about me, about my teammates, about anything that surrounds me. And so trying to avoid it as much as possible, and then when you do, just know that these people have no idea what it's like to be a Division I college basketball player.
Right. Does the team address these issues, or does the coaching staff leave it to the individuals on the team to kind of deal with these issues?
No, yeah, the coaching staff does an amazing job at kind of help protecting us and telling us to be careful with what we see and what we read. We have a psychologist team that we work with this year that's been super helpful for for me personally, to be able to just kind of push out the negativity and be able to focus on the present and what we're doing today and tomorrow to get ready for practice, get ready for games, get ready for anything that's coming up. And so our coaching staff and that psych team does a great job of helping us. But in the end, it is up to us to be able to avoid it as much as possible and not let it plague our play and our brains, really.
Don't let it bring you down.
Exactly.
Stay focused on the game. And so are you off social media altogether, or do you go on sometimes but just you don't pay attention to people that are negative?
Yeah, I'm not off altogether, but just very limited. And so I try to stay connected with like friends and family and people with relationships that I met on my mission and friends from Washington, different places. But I try to stay off as much as possible to avoid just even seeing anything like that.
So what do you like to do in your spare time?
I love music, and so I love playing the guitar, playing piano, just doing everything, singing with my buddies, being goofy.
So you sing too?
A little bit, yeah. I love singing.
Yeah. So, do you live with roommates that are on the team? Okay.
I live with Dallin Hall and Tanner Hayhurst.
Okay.
And so we got together in June when we started our first summer classes, and we've gained a relationship and we've gotten super, super close. So I'm super blessed and lucky to be able to live with a few guys on the team that going through the similar experiences that went on missions and came back. And so it's been an awesome experience to be able to live with them.
Yeah. What do you guys like to do together?
Honestly, everything.
Yeah.
We do everything together.
You're always together?
Yeah, exactly. Get food, hang out with friends, kind of do other different things, but we always do it together, which is super cool.
Where do you guys like to eat?
I think Dallin's favorite place is definitely Cane's.
Oh, okay.
Because it's usually late at night,
Yeah.
and we don't have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And so Cane's is definitely the go-to.
Yeah.
Don Joaquin's right next to it is super good too. Chom, anywhere really.
So good.
Yeah, we've had a lot of lunch dates and dinner days together, just as a household, and just be able to have that is super special. Have someone to rely on.
Do you have time for dating?
Not really right now.
After the season.
Exactly. It's been pretty limited since season started, but we got something to focus on, and that's winning games and being our best during practice, and so I think it's the way it should be.
Yeah. Is there anyone married on the team? There
is. Spencer Johnson's married, Trayden Christensen's married, Trevin Nell's married, and Gideon George's engaged.
Okay.
So that's super cool for him. Super excited for him. And so there's a lot of difference with that, and it's super cool to be able to learn from those guys that have a little bit more experience.
So you don't feel pressure to date and get married or anything, do you?
No.
Okay, good.
No, not at all.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us in this part 3. Make sure you watch part 1 and 2, and thanks again. We'll see you later.
Absolutely. Thank you.